Good morning, all. Let us see the next example based on the Fourier transform formulae or Fourier sine and cosine transform formulae also. So the next example is find the Fourier cosine transform of e raised to minus x square. In previous video or in previous lecture, we have studied how to find the Fourier transform of the given function. Now we have to find the Fourier cosine transform of e raised to minus x square. That is, this is your function fx, given function fx e raised to minus x square, and we have to find the Fourier cosine transform. So what is the formula for Fourier cosine transform? FCS equal to, this is your Fourier cosine transform, FCFX or FCS equal to 0 to infinity fx cos sx dx, and evaluate the right side integration, we get the answer of the FCS, that is Fourier cosine transform of fx. So here integration from 0 to infinity fx cos sx dx, this is your formula. Put the given function fx, that is e raised to minus x square, integration from 0 to infinity e raised to minus x square cos sx dx. Now it is very important to note down that in Fourier transform chapter there is no not the integration type examples of the general method, that is by using straightforward examples are not here of the integration. There are some one concept which you will study in this chapter, that is DOAS rule, that is differentiation under integral sign. So the general methods to evaluate the integration is Lie rule or UV rule, or you can use the substitution method. But again there are some other methods to study to evaluate the integration in this Fourier transform. That is, in previous example we have studied the even odd concept for evaluating the integration. Now the next example, we will see the method, that is DIS rule, differentiation under integral sign. So when we have to apply this method, so let us see. So put the fx function, that is e raised to minus x square cos sx dx. Now here there is a product of two functions, one is exponential, one is trigonometric. So by lead sequence, exponential function comes last, so it is your second function, that is this is your v, and cos sx is your u function. So here for applying the uv rule to evaluate this integration, for applying uv rule, the derivative of u should be come 0 at further at further any step, that is at first derivative or second derivative or third derivative, the derivative of u should come 0. Then only we can apply the uv rule for evaluating the integration. So here u is your cos sx, v is your e raised to minus x square. So derivative of u, as cos sx is your trigonometric function, so this is the periodic function, and the derivative of cos will not come 0 at any further step of derivative. When you take the derivative of cos, the derivative of this function, trigonometric function, doesn't come 0 at the further steps. That is a cos derivative is minus sign derivative is minus cos, again minus cos derivative is sin x, again sin x derivatives, it is repeated after some derivatives. So the derivative of u doesn't come 0, hence we can't apply uv rule here. Then the next method is Lie rule. In Lie rule, if you can check in rough, so in rough we can check that here again for this evaluating this integration, Lie rule doesn't work. So Lie rule is first function into integration of second minus integration of second into derivative of first. So this is your Lie rule. So here first function is cos sx, then integration of e raised to minus x square minus integration of e raised to minus x square into derivative of cos, that is minus sine sx upon sx derivative is s. So here while we apply the Lie rule in this integration of e raised to minus x square, we can't find by the regular method, that is there is no any direct formula for evaluating the e raised to minus x square integration. So hence, because in integration the here we can't apply the bracket formula, e raised to bracket formula for the integration, because for integration the bracket means any equation in x with power 1, that is x raised to 1 powers equation. For this equation having power 1, that is your that equation is your bracket equation. But if in bracket the power of x is 2, 3, 4, etc., that is the equation is like x square equation, x cube equation, x raised to 4 equation, etc., then we can't apply bracket formula for finding the integration. But in derivative, if we ask the derivative of e raised to minus x square, then it is possible to take the e raised to minus x square derivative, because here we can apply e raised to bracket derivative formula. E raised to bracket derivative is e raised to bracket into derivative of b. So e raised to minus x square is e raised to minus x square into minus 2x. X square derivative is minus 2x. So here in derivative the bracket meaning is any equation in x. The bracket meaning is any equation in x. This is for in the case of derivative. But in integration the bracket meaning is any equation in x, but its power should be 1. So this is the big difference between derivative and integration, or in the bracket formula. This is the difference. So here e raised to minus x square integration, for this we can't apply e raised to bracket integration, because the power of x is 2. So power of x, if the power of x is 2, 3, x etc., then we can't apply the e raised to bracket or bracket formula for finding the integration. So here again this term comes in a Lie rule, so hence we can't apply the Lie rule here. So what is the next method for finding the or for evaluating the integration? So there is a DUIS rule, that is derivative under integral sign. So here what is that? What is the procedure for that? So here as this integration is with respect to x, so x is here variable and the other letter, that is s, is your constant term. That is here the constant term, in the form of that constant term we have to take the notation as this integration is equal to I of s. We are not taking I of x, because here x is variable, and hence we are not taking the notation in the form of variable. Here x is variable, so other letter or other constant is s. So take I of s equal to given integration. This is your equation number 1. Then what is the DOS rule? The next step is by DOS. DOS means differentiation under integral sign. That is, we have to take the derivative of the given function which is under the integration sign. The differentiation under integral sign. This is your next method to evaluate the integration. But this method we can think after applying UV rule and Lie rule. If these methods fails to solve or to evaluate this integration, then only you can think of this method, that is Dewey's rule. So what is that rule? First, assume the given integration is equal to I of s, and here s is your not variable, that is here it is constant. So what is the next step in the Dewey's rule? So take the derivative, this is your I of s, take the derivative on both sides with respect to that uh, s constant. So here I derivative is di by ds, as the notation is y derivative with respect to x is dy by dx. Then I derivative with respect to I means instead of I of s you can simply write I. So I of s or I. So I derivative with respect to s is di by ds. This is your standard notation of derivative. So here take the derivative on both sides. So di by ds is equal to, so on right side we have to take the derivative of this integration. So derivative of integration means take the derivative of the inside function. So keep this integration from 0 to infinity as it is, and then we have to take the derivative of e raised to minus x square into cos sx with respect to s. But it is, that is the next step is di by ds is equal to, we have to keep this integration sign as it is 0 to infinity, and we have to take the derivative of e raised to minus x square into cos sx, write this dx as it is. We have to take this functions integration, integration derivative, and this derivative we have to take as a partial derivative with respect to s. There are two types in derivative, that is total derivative and partial derivative. Total derivative means the derivative which you have studied in 12th standard, and partial derivative means its next application. Partial derivative, so to apply the Dewey's rule, left side derivative comes with total derivative, that is total derivative notation is d, and partial derivative notation is dabba. This notation calls as dabba. So I derivative with respect to s is di by ds, this is your notation, is equal to right side integration sign write as it is, so 0 to infinity, and take the integration, that is take the derivative of partial derivative of the inside function, that is e raised to minus x square into cos sx, and write this dx as it is. So partial derivative with respect to s means here s becomes variable and other letter becomes constant, that is there are two letters, that is x and s. So with respect to s, x function is, we have to keep as constant. So here e raised to minus x square is whole term is constant, only cos sx is variable term, because here cos sx contains s variable. So here e raised to minus with respect to s, x is constant, x is constant means x variable term is, we have to keep as constant. So here integration from 0 to infinity as it is, e raised to minus x square which is constant and in the form of multiplication. So write this constant e raised to minus x square as it is, and take the derivative of cos sx, and we have to take the derivative of cos sx by using the 12th standard formula, derivative formula. So cos sx derivative, use the cos b derivative formula. Cos b derivative is minus sin b upon derivative of b. So cos sx derivative is